Hey everyone, and welcome to my preview looking ahead to this weekend's Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. We went to Qatar for the first time last time round in Formula One, and Formula One heads to Saudi Arabia for the first time in its history. And looking at the track, looks like it's going to be a very quick track. And yeah, I think we're going to be in for an intriguing race. Obviously, two Grand Prix to go, and getting closer now to seeing who will be crowned not just drivers' champion but also constructors' champions for the 2021 as well. So a lot to look forward to this weekend in Saudi Arabia. But I want to begin by paying my tributes to Sir Frank Williams, who we sadly lost. And Sir Frank will always be remembered as one of the pioneers in Formula One. You look at where he started out, and you look at what he was able to achieve with Williams in Formula One. It's quite remarkable. Um, and you have to say you'd have to put Sir Frank right up there alongside Enzo Ferrari as one of the um, greatest men to make their mark in Formula One. From a obviously from a board point of view. But I remember the first time I watched Formula One was in 1996 when Damon Hill was crowned world champion in that year in Suzuka. Um, and it's because of Damon, because of Williams, because of Sir Frank, that I'm still following Formula One now, and I'll always be forever grateful for Williams and for Sir Frank for getting me into Formula One. As I say, still following the sport as well. I've seen so many heartfelt tributes to Sir Frank, and yeah, it really has touched the heart. I was not gonna lie, I was a bit upset when I heard the news that he'd passed away. But yeah, no, Sir Frank will definitely be missed. There was just that when he entered the paddock, and I never obviously got the chance to meet him, but I could just tell just by looking from the TV images, you could just tell that he had something about him. There was that aura that he had. Yeah, yeah, that when he entered the paddock, there was just something about him that people just took notice about him. He just had that presence, shall we say? But no, so Frank, as I say, I'm really grateful to him for getting me into Formula One, and he will leave so many memories in Formula One and created so many great memories in Formula One history because of Sir Frank. So Sir Frank, you know, you'll be missed, and we love you, and yeah, you'll be never forgotten ever, and there'll never be another Sir Frank Williams. I don't think. But yeah, I'm sure no doubt Formula One will pay their own tributes in Saudi Arabia this weekend to Sir Frank Williams, and it will no doubt be an emotional weekend, particularly Williams this weekend as well. And no doubt they'll definitely want to end the season on a real high, and Sir Frank will be looking down on them, and he will definitely be willing them on to have a strong end to 2021 season. So coming on to talk about the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix, and all eyes is going to be on Max Verstappen against Lewis Hamilton. Now, the thing is that having looked at the Saudi Arabia track, having looked at the images, having looked at the circuit online anyway, you would think that it would be a Mercedes track and straight line speed. Yeah, no, that will definitely suit the Mercedes. However, we thought the US would be Texas. Well, technically, or traditionally, you should say, is a track that Lewis and Mercedes have gone really well at, and yet this year Red Bull stepped up their game and Max Verstappen won in the US. So as I mentioned, you know, you would think that it will be a Mercedes track, Saudi Arabia, but do not count out Red Bull and Max Verstappen. They've got the potential, to be in contention to win this weekend in Saudi Arabia. So do not count them out. And as I say, we've gone to tracks this year where you'd think it was suit Mercedes, and yet Red Bull have come out on top. So yeah, and it's been one of those seasons where you feel that whilst one team are um, having the advantage, or they're starting to become that dominant force, then the other team bounce back. So yes, Lewis, Mercedes have won the last two Grand Prix. Um, do not count out Max Verstappen, being able to take race victory in Saudi Arabia. And when Max is on form, he's unbeatable. Um, but as we also know, when Lewis is on form, when he's out in front, it's difficult to stop him. So yeah, really intriguing battle this weekend in Saudi Arabia. And whilst Max is about, I think, 8 points clear of Lewis in the Drivers' Championship, it's also close in the Constructors' Championship as well. So, the likes of Sergio Perez and Valtteri Bottas, they're gonna the points they score as well is going to be big in terms of defining who will win the Constructors' Championship this year in 2021. So yeah, so that's one battle that we've got to look forward to in Saudi Arabia. Um, I think third place. I think we can say that you would think that Ferrari have got that secure now, but it just takes. No, we know that, as I say, now I said about the straight line speed. McLaren got a Mercedes engine in the back. Takes a strong weekend for McLaren and a poor weekend for Ferrari, and McLaren are right back in contention for third place in the constructors. At the moment, as I say, you would think that Ferrari are in the driving seat, to take third. Um, but you just never know. Sport is, anything can happen in sports. So that's another battle to look forward to. We also saw in Qatar a great weekend for Alpine. Obviously, we saw Fernando Alonso finishing on the podium. Great to see him back on the podium, and we've missed that, and fingers crossed we see a lot more of Fernando on the podium next season. And we also saw Esteban Ocon finish fifth in Qatar as well. So a very good weekend for Alpine in their battle for fifth in the constructors. So just because of those results, Alpine now are in pole position to take fifth in the constructors. So it's going to be tough for AlphaTauri now to overtake Alpine in the constructors. But as I say, as I mentioned with McLaren and their situation in constructors, only takes a strong result for AlphaTauri and a poor weekend for Alpine, and AlphaTauri are back in contention. So yeah, so plenty of battles up and down the field, and also whilst it might not be as big as the battle, say, for first or third in the constructors. Alfa Romeo will definitely want to make inroads, if possible, into the points that they're behind Williams in the constructors. I still feel that Williams, will finish in eighth, but you just never know. I think, as I say, I think Williams. No, I think this is the track that should, in theory, should suit the Williams over the Alfa Romeo in Saudi Arabia. But it's going to be the same for everyone, and no one has driven the track, and everyone will be learning now lap by lap. So, be interesting to see where the Alfa Romeos and the Williams end up, not just in free practice, but also in qualifying as well, and where they end up could determine as to play a big part in where they finish in the race as well. So yeah, big weekend for both Williams and also Alfa Romeo in their battle for eighth in the constructors. But yeah, I think this whole season has been a great advert for Formula One. And I think if this is some things to come for next year, and when you consider new regulations that are coming into 2022 as well, where you're hoping that it will bunch up the field even more, then I think the signs are promising for 2022, and I'm very much looking forward to next year. But of course, we've still got two races to go. This season. Saudi Arabia this weekend, and then the following weekend in Abu Dhabi for the season finale. I guess what would be the dream scenario, you could argue, would be that Max, for instance, leads the drivers' championship come the end of the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix by say 7 points, or both Max and Lewis are level on points, and then really is a winner takes all in Abu Dhabi. That would be the dream scenario, I guess, from a neutral point of view. But of course, from a Red Bull point of view, Max would, he'd love to win the title in Saudi Arabia. But as a neutral, we'd love to see it go down to the final race. And I think it also, if that did happen as well, I think it would be a fitting end to a fantastic Formula One season. So predictions for Saudi Arabia. Obviously, it's difficult to say because no one has ever driven the track before, and also the fact that you would think it would be a Mercedes track. However, I'm going to go for a Max Verstappen win in Saudi Arabia. Lewis to finish second, and I mean, it'd be normally I would say Sergio Perez or um, Valtteri Bottas to finish third, but why not mix it up? I'm going to go for Lando Norris to finish third. So a top three of Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton, and Lando Norris to finish in the top three. So that's my prediction for Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. Enjoy the Grand Prix, enjoy the race, and I will catch up with all you guys and girls soon when I do my review of the Saudi Grand Prix, Arabia Grand Prix, I should say. Um, and then come the end of the weekend, we'll have just one final race to look forward to in 2021, which potentially could be um, the title decider in Abu Dhabi. But anyway, as I say, enjoy the Grand Prix in Saudi Arabia, and I will catch up with you all soon. Take care, everyone.